Now let's talk about how to change lives and also make big money from events. If you are a coach, if you are a thought leader, if you are a speaker, you are an author, there's nothing more powerful than conducting your own events. Now listen, I've been in the coaching consulting space more than 15 years now. I've done hundreds of events. I don't mean speaking on someone else's stage, I mean my own events. I've made all the mistakes you could think of, mistakes that you could not even think of. Now recently, one of my mentees and also Dragon 100 members, Dave Gavee, just finished his 3-day event. Listen, he generated over $1.4 million US dollars from his 3-day event in India. That's like $10 million in USA because the average annual income in India is only $2,000 to $3,000. So think about it. What is more powerful that you could get together and gather your best clients, your best prospects in a room, online or offline, provide an incredible experience, at the same time make offers for your products and services and have them love you for it, and then they walk away transformed. What is more powerful than that? There's nothing scales trust faster. Now, when it comes to events, a lot of people, they think, well, I need to do these massive events. It's 100 people, it's 500 people, it's 1,000 people. I mean, those are nice, but when it comes to events, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. How qualified are the people that's in the room or tuning in through Zoom or tuning in through your virtual events? That's the key. So think about this. Let me walk you through this. Let's say you do an event for 20 people, but out of the 20 people, they are, let's say, dentists, and you are selling a 100K offer. Well, you don't need to sell a lot of those. Out of those 20 people, if only 3 of them buys your offer, right? That's 100K times 3, well, that's 300K. Not bad from a single event. Now, there are many types of events. It could be a half-a-day event, it could be a 1-day event, it could be a 2-day, a 3-day event. Nowadays, you see a lot of these online challenges, which is an online virtual event. They could also be luncheon, they could be preview seminar, they could be boot camps. Don't get too hung up on the types of events that you do. I'll walk you through kind of a process. But for now, understand you don't need a massive audience to do very well. In fact, if you are just starting out, I recommend you start small. Start with small audience and test your presentations. You test your delivery. You test your curriculum. Make sense? So let me walk you through this. When it comes to an event, the biggest mistake that I see seminar leaders and speakers make is this. They teach too much. They teach too much. They believe that, hey, if I cram so much information in there, if I cram so much information in those few days, they would appreciate it. Let me show them how smart I am. And then naturally, they will want to do business with me. Naturally, they will want to buy my high-end programs or my coaching programs or my services. No, that's not how you should do events. And this is why your event is not as profitable as you want it to be. So I want you to think about when you conduct any kind of event, think about this. It's very simple. You have before, during, and after. And almost all thought leaders, speakers, seminar leaders, they focus on this. What is happening during the event? What's going to be my offer? What's going to be my content, right? Am I going to have different guest speakers? You shouldn't just focus on that. To monetize your event well, to make it wildly successful, you need to think about before, during, and after. So let me explain. Days, weeks, months before the event, as you're marketing it, getting people to the event, registering, that's one thing, but then how do you get them to actually show up to the event? That's a whole other thing. So before the event, what could you do to create maximum engagement? Because an engaged person is more likely to convert. Example, could you put them in a Facebook group just for the event so that the audience could engage with each other ahead of time? Could you put them in a Telegram group or a WhatsApp group? some sort of group so they could engage. And then what you do is you start marketing the event to the people who have already registered. Almost no one does this. So example, let's say if you have some famous keynote speakers that would be speaking, film a video with them, and then you drop it into that Telegram group or their Facebook group. You create anticipation. Oh wow, I'm looking forward to this. Hey, you know what? We are going to have this segment at the upcoming event that's going to teach you how to do A, B, C, and D and solve these problems for you. See, now before the event, the emotion of the audience is already here. You're building up so much anticipation, just like a movie. Before you go watch the movie, have you ever had the experience? Comment below, right? You're so excited, you watch the trailer, like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch it. And then when you go to watch the actual movie, you're like, it's only okay. But the trailer was so freaking awesome. But the actual movie, not so good. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't make your event awesome. You should, absolutely 1000%. But anticipation, right? That leading to the event, this is where a lot of the dopamine, right? This is where a lot of the important things need to be done, how you set it up, even when they go to the event, before they join your virtual event, everything. The emails, the text messages, the reminders. Maybe you send them a little box, right? With the agenda, with some swags, getting them engaged. Very key. Now, during the event, here's what you don't want to do. I said it, teach too much. Here's what you do want to do. You need to figure out every single objection that your prospects might have, your audience might have, that would prevent them from buying your offer. Once you know what those objections are, you are creating content. Let's say it's a 3-day event. Each content piece, each story, each speech, each presentation has to have a purpose. It's not just to teach. Yes, you are going to teach, you are going to add value, but each little micro segment, they are designed to handle and demolish all those objections. So by the time they finish your 2-day, your 3-day events, there's only one logical conclusion, and that's to invest further with you, to continue the education with you. Makes sense, right? Comment below. So that's during. But that's not it. When you're doing an event, how do you get the most out of it? Not just doing that for the audience that's there, maybe it's 50 people, it's 100 people, it's 1,000 people, it's 2,000 people, it doesn't matter. What if you actually record it so you can use that footage? Maybe you could turn it into a product. Maybe you can turn it into a bonus. Maybe you turn it into a highlight. Maybe you offer the recording to the audience who wants to revisit this again. Now, can you set up testimonial booth at the event so you're collecting testimonials, interviewing your best clients, and have them share their success stories? Now you can capture that. Now, could you capture photos so you could use that for social media, for future events? Can you offer tickets for your next event at this event? You see, there's so many ways you could do this. Then after the event, right? Post-event, what do you do? How do you follow up? Maybe there are buyers who have not converted. Now you got to have your sales team to follow up with them, to pick up those additional sales. So it's not just during, but also after. See, now they are the most excited. They've gone through an incredible experience. The minute they finish the event, the energy slowly dies down. They are less excited as each day goes by. How do you maintain that? How do you keep the momentum going? That's why it's so important to offer continued education and additional offers at the event. Maybe it's your mastermind group, maybe it's your coaching program, maybe it's your courses, whatever it might be, you gotta think about before, during, and after. So next time when you're thinking of doing an event, follow this. Now I'm not saying that you're gonna make $1.4 million, but this works. This formula is the same formula that I follow to produce millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars from doing events. I love doing events. I love meeting with my mentees and my clients and my students. It is a powerful, powerful way, not just to monetize, but to create change in people's lives.